Mary, why are we at the football grounds?
Because I want to take you on a journey through the football club.
That's good. I love football.
Can you dig it? I know, my darling.
Dig it.
Here we are at the club rooms. Bamba, you still got it. But there's a time and a place for everything. And today, I want to talk to you about corporate governance.
What now, Mary? What are you talking about?
For God's sake. Come on. What's the main thing about football club, Bamba?
Teamwork, Mary. Everybody helping to kick a goal. Everybody giving 110%.
Yeah, but it's a bit more than that. Do you know what else?
I don't know, Mary. What do we need except good footballers?
Bamba,
Huh?
come here. Have a look
What?
at this. What's that?
Youth Development Officer? Legal? Administration and Finance?
Ah.
Fundraising?
What about this one?
CEO? What's that?
That's the Chief Executive Officer.
Ah, the boss.
No, he's not the boss. He's appointed by the board and responsible to all the members.
Yeah, he's the boss.
Oh, Bamba. Oh, Bamba. For crying out loud. Di, can you help us, please?
You're right, Mary. Corporate governance is like a football club. To succeed on the field, a lot happens behind the scenes because football is a business too. Fundamental to good corporate governance is establishing roles of management. A football team is more than the players and a coach.
This is Di Potter. She's a professional training and development person. You know, they call them curriculum writer. Well, Di is a person who helps people do things the proper way.
I'd like to introduce you to Joe Proctor. Joe is the CEO of Indigenous Capital Limited and sits on the board of numerous organisations and companies. He holds a Master of Business Administration degree. Joe is a great advocate of fairness in business and a national authority on corporate governance. So, Joe, what are some of the major principles of corporate governance?
Corporate governance is a crucial aspect of running any organisation well, whether you're a football club like the Fremantle Dockers or a listed company like Woodside or BHP or a local Indigenous organisation trying to make ends meet from Roburn. But the underlying principles connect all of them, and that is one of fairness and objective representation of the owners. That's about equitable and ethical decision making, and it's having an independent check on what management are doing on a day-to-day basis. If there is a lack of corporate governance in a corporation that we're involved in, we're in danger of it going belly up, which happens in many instances. There's a flaw in either one of the triangle of relationships where there's a poor board or there's a poor management team or the owners are doing it for the wrong reasons.
Now, can you tell us some more about the role and responsibilities of a CEO?
Bamba mentioned that he thought the CEO was the boss, who was in fact only one of the players involved. The boss is actually the owners or the members of the organisation. They in turn appoint a board and a chairman to represent their interests. The board has an overarching responsibility to elect or appoint a CEO and a management team, and they provide an independent check and monitor them. The management team runs the day-to-day activities of the company, who then, for the best interests of the owners or the members.
So, Joe, why do we really need strong corporate governance?
Strong corporate governance is crucial to the success, survival and sustainability of an organisation.
Thank you, Di. Thank you, Joey, you sweet thing.
Hey,
Shut up. Let's have a look at the What About Us Mob Corporate Development Board. They got beautiful country.
true, Mary. I've been there.
Now, a lot of people want to go there and visit. Business people, government people, everybody wants to go there and get involved. The What About Us Mob must make decisions.
This is all about money, eh, Mary?
That's right, Bamba. Money. Money. Must be funny in a black man's world. Shut up. Let's see how they handle it.
so, yeah. Paul Simon sitting across yonder.
Lady Utrock and I are doing it.
This is Lady Utrock.
Mutual scrub.
She is the government advisor, working on setting up the new joint venture tour company.
At the last meeting, we discussed infrastructure to meet your tourism goals and come into the tourism industry. You remember the main elements? The bridge, the road, the hotel and the tours. Remember that?
Interesting times.
For years, that fella, Bernie Dam, been trying to build that bridge over that river. Now we've got it. Bernie Dam's bridge.
Yes, we discussed the bridge proposal. And now, thanks to the hard work we did, myself and Lady, the bridge is now a done deal. Isn't that fantastic news? How are you all anyway? How are you, Franny?
That'd be good, Derek. What if it's like the Sydney Harbour Bridge and they've got to pay money to drive over it?
And the bridge is a major expenditure for the government. It'll act as incentive for other interests to come into the region.
Hold on. We discussed this already. We're happy with Bernie's bridge. We've been over that stuff. But what's this other interest you keep talking about?
Johnny, just because you've been to uni doesn't mean you know everything.
Johnny, let's move with the times.
The interests I'm talking about are primarily in tourism. That's why I'm bringing you new information on the infrastructure, such as the road, hotel, and the tour company.
Our people in the community got a big problem with that road.
Just about there. Ah, Franny, the road and the bridge comes as one package. You can't have the goose without the gander. You can't have one without the other.
It's all under control, Franny.
Yeah. Look at it this way. Road and bridge equals people. That equals money. For us. For all of us.
That's right. The potential for your beautiful country is endless. That's why I've brought along Jay Ventura. He's the CEO of Big Shot Tours, and he's got some good news for you. He's taken time out of his busy schedule to present his business plan. Jay, I'd like you to meet my wonderful old friends, and this great old man is Charlie, Uncle Charlie.
Thank you.
Give us the good news, Jay.
Mary, we got a debrief.
Ah, Bamba, right, Bamba. What are y'all?
It's all happening in What About Us Mob Country. Hey, Mary.
That's right, Bamba. And they're finally getting their Bernie Dam bridge.
Think about all that money when them tourists come through.
That's true, Bamba. But I'm worried about the board members. They seem to be looking after number one, themselves. Let's have another look at it. I'm worried about this lady Utrock. She's been advising the community for years, and they sort of trust her. She's playing on the emotions of the development board members because she's been there before. She works for the government, but maybe she's got another agenda.
This deal's going to fast-track my career. I think I'll be running that department in a couple of years. I've been coming here for years. Uncle Charlie. What a great old guy. He's making money out of it too.
Yes, that's right. The fact of the matter
Franny,
is,
she wouldn't have a clue.
the elements of my...
This is Charlie, I'm the one. You know, I am the one. He's the chairman of the board. He thinks that being chairman gives him the right to do whatever he wants. He thinks he and his family are the be-all and end-all of this community.
I've got the numbers here. So don't anybody interfere. Don't try and cross me, 'cause I'm the boss. And what I say goes. What about that woman there?
That's Franny Fragile. The community's got nothing. I wonder what she's thinking. They always putting me down. These men, they think they're the bosses. Community's got nothing. We've got to be strong for our future. It's all a bit muddy here at the board meeting. I wonder what the experts think.
Thank you, Mary. Now that we've seen the What About Us Mob Corporate Development Board in action, what do you think about their situation?
Well, Di, we've all seen a few of those characters before, haven't we? Lady Utrock, for instance. We've seen her before a few times in different forms. She's pretty positive about the whole proposal. I'd like to understand her expertise, where she's coming from and what she's set to gain.
Lady Utrock is the government advisor, isn't she? What about that Derek Do-Gooder and Charlie I'm the One? What do you feel about them?
They're an interesting couple of guys, aren't they? You know, Charlie, as the chairman, is a seriously important figure in terms of the organisational success or failure. He needs to be independent. He needs to engage other directors and draw out their opinions so that they get an objective look on the progression of the deal. He's not doing that. Him and Derek, I'll start calling them wheelbarrows because they're pushing real hard to get this thing through. You know, Derek's backing up 100% on everything Charlie says, and I'd really like to know what kind of vested interest they've got and if the deal proceeds.
How do you feel about Franny's situation, Joe?
Oh, poor Franny, fragile. You know, I think that nervous twitch gives a little bit away. She's been pushed around by the rest of the board members, particularly a really, really dominant chairman, and she's a little bit scared and weary about telling us all exactly what's on her mind. And I'd really like to see some of the things that she comes up with, hopefully, if she comes out of her shell.
Joe, if you were on this board, what would you do?
I think I'd be a little bit nervous. I think I'd be twitching like Auntie Franny. The first thing that I would do is go visit another existing tourism operation, whether Indigenous or non-Indigenous, just so that you understand some of the issues involved. You know, you need to understand what's required, the amount of work, who's going to be on your land, a plethora of things that you need to do first before you can even think about going to the next step. You know, taking your time in making a decision. You need to assess and weigh up all the issues carefully and objectively. I think to do this, you need to go and get yourself some expert advice that's external to your board. The last thing I think would be, going back to the principles of corporate governance, is make your decisions on behalf of all the members, not just a select few who may have vested interests that you don't know about yet.
Thank you, Joe. Let's see what happens next with that corporate development board.
Mary, I feel sorry for that woman. The one that says,
Ah, that's Franny Fragile.
She's the one that listens to the community, but the board members always put her down every time.
That's right. They should allow all members the right to speak. Let's see.
The joint venture we are proposing between you and Big Shot Tours, with government backing of course, means international and national visitors to your beautiful country.
This is an important development. We've put together a business plan that can be ticked off on right now.
Yeah.
It's ready to go. My department really supports this plan.
Hey, Noddy, don't sleep through this. Oi,
Wow, what?
this sets up a joint venture. We can kick goals. Isn't that right, Noddy?
Structure's all in here. It's all above board.
Hold on.
Yes, Johnny.
Before we get into any deals, we have to establish that the community concerns have been addressed.
Yes, John.
Yeah, like Franny says, our community has strong opinion about roads. Any roads. Roads. Nutty, you're on the road to nowhere.
Look, if we get that in, we'll be on our way.
Road access is dealt with in Chapter 6 of the business plan. Government will not build the road unless other commercial developments are in place, and that includes the hotel lease.
That's been the big issue all along. The size of the hotel. The hotel is not a done deal. We rejected the plans last time. Yeah, it looks like that never.
It looks like SeaWorld in the bush. Disneyland.
Noddy, you can't stand in the road of progress. It's stylish development. State of the art. Hey, Freddie.
Think of the jobs. Community employment. Well, that's another matter that hasn't been addressed. Training wasn't in the draft business plan. It wasn't even there.
Training? What do you think this is, Johnny? A football team?
Paul Simon sitting across yonder.
That's right, Bobby. It's all being looked after.
Yes, that's right. Now, the fact of the matter is, all the elements of our plan are in place and nailed down, so let's do the deal. Now, as Derek says, the hotel is a wonderful development. If it doesn't go ahead, you've got no road. And what do you got?
What do we got, Jay? You tell us.
I'll tell you what you got. You got a bridge to nowhere.
You get it? Bridge to nowhere. You get it? How can you have a bridge without a road, eh?
Like a bridge over troubled waters.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. It's a bit of an Art Garfunkel to me.
This is Jay Ventura. This fella Jay, he's a bit of a silver tongue. Hi, Bamba.
Can be ticked off on.
True, Mary.
Now,
Yeah, he's a clever fella.
you
Yeah,
can't stop in the
Bamba.
road of
Maybe too
progress.
clever for his own good.
Stylish development.
What's going on in his
State
head?
of the art.
I
Right,
wonder.
Freddie?
I'm going to railroad these country bumpkins. They won't know what hit 'em. I love my work. Gives me a feeling of inner peace.
This is Noddy, not here.
He was asleep before. He must have just woke up.
Yeah. Noddy's finding it hard to get a word in, so he just gives up. Poor thing.
Here we go again. Nothing changes. Same up again. The Three Stooges over there. Nothing changes. Same old story.
This bloke here, Johnny come lately, you can see he's not having a good day at the
He's the
office.
CEO.
That fella talks funny.
And he's got
That's
some good
'cause he's got a BA.
What that?
time out.
Ah, don't worry about that. But I wonder what he's thinking. Charlie and Bobby are brothers. They family. They looking after themselves. Blind Freddy can see you guys are ripping us off. It's not fair. It's just not right what you're doing.
Let's do
What do you reckon, Joe? What do you think's really going on?
Joe, what do you think about Jay Ventura?
Jay Ventura, geez, he's pretty slick, he's pretty pushy, but he's not necessarily a bad thing and not a bad person to have around. Unlike Mary G, who was a little bit wary of him, I think these guys are necessary evil because he can bring benefits to the corporation as a whole. You know, he's all about maximising profits and profits for himself, most importantly. But if we're going to be in business, we have to learn to deal with these guys on a daily basis, and we just really need to understand, and most importantly, how to control them.
How important is that business plan, Joe?
Business preparation is everything. That business plan could have been the best one in the world, but if the board wasn't involved in its development, they weren't enrolled in what was being said in there, it's going to be pointless.
What issues about the business plan are most important, Joe?
Most issues of the business plan are important. You know, it's very complicated and you need to get external advice to give an independent opinion on what they're actually trying to do in there. You need to understand the role of the management team. You need to understand the financials involved. You need to understand some of the impacts that it's going to have on your land and property.
What are your thoughts about that sleepy fellow, Noddy not here?
Noddy was saying some good things when he was awake, but he wasn't awake often. I'd like to see Noddy speak up a bit more, and because he has got some good opinions there that provide a good foil to Charlie and some of the others that are trying to ram the project through.
Now, Johnny come lately, he's been to university.
You know, he seems to be around a lot of the issues, around a lot of the commercial issues, but more so how they interact with some of the community issues. You know, they've touched on the road, the bridge and the tourism operation, and he should be listened to.
What do you think about Mary and Bamba? How do you think they're going?
I think Mary's doing all right. I was going to give her 2 stars, but sitting next to Bamba, she looks a little bit better. I'm going to give her 3.
I don't agree with that. Mary's just overacting. Bamba's the star.
What? Di, you got no chance. Bamba don't want hand-me-downs. He wants class. The business plan sets up the joint venture. What do it?
Now you're tuning in, Johnny.
I researched this stuff and I found out that...
Research! First it was training. Now it's research. All we want is action.
That's not funny. What is the percentages?
As I said, my department has approved the plans, subject, of course, to community wishes. We've been through it with a fine-tooth comb.
It's a 51 to 49 divide with respect to Big Shot Tours and the hotel. This joint venture is based on very generous percentages.
And you're 51%? And we're 49%? That gives you control over us.
Johnny, shut up. If you're going to be so negative, we don't want you to be a part of it.
Drop it, Johnny. Anyway, we're not nominating you for the new joint venture board.
I think we should leave it to the experts. Don't you? If we don't cooperate, they'll walk away.
That's right. These arrangements are normally 60-40. I'm bending over backwards here. If you want majority control, you're out of your tree. The risk factors are just too great. Big Shot Tours will be out of here on the next tour bus.
So who is on the board of the joint venture tour company?
It's a representative board. It's got government. We've got Jay. We've also got the community.
That's true. It's representative. And at the top is us, the community.
Hang on. What is the actual numbers?
Specifically, there are 3 voting members from Big Shot Tours and 3 from your community.
See, Johnny?
And of course, your government representative, your longtime friend, Lady Utrock.
Obviously, some of you mob don't value my input. I got better things to do with my life. I'm leaving. Now. If you want me back, give me a call in 10 minutes. Otherwise, I'm out of here. I'm on a plane to Canberra.
Whoa, Mary. Johnny really split the dummy.
I'm not surprised, Bamba.
Sounds like they've got a great deal. They should take it. They all agree. What's with one person?
Sometimes there's a lot more going on than what meets the eye. Watch this. This fella, Bobby Bendamrule, is Charlie's brother. They work together to benefit their own families and secure their position on the board.
Deal's already done.
I got money coming my way. Yeah, they don't know, Charlie? Stick with me, bro. I'll make sure you'll be in charge.
This is Patty Cash. She's the treasurer. Wonder what she's thinking, Bamba?
Might be money, eh?
Patty Cash is still thinking small, that getting money is the reason for being on the management committee. I could stay at that hotel for free. I wouldn't have to pay a cent. I like it like that. Money makes my pearls shine. Check this out. Check out what happens when Derek starts talking. That's Derek Do-Gooder. Goodness me.
Thanks for the job, Mr. Ventura. Taught me everything I know. I'll get whatever I want now.
Joe, Di, you're the experts. Tell us what's really happening here.
Joe, Bobby, Paddy and Derek, they all played big roles in this scene. What did you think?
Yeah, look, that was a very, very interesting scene, wasn't it? We started to really get down to the nitty-gritty of just who gets what, and they all appear to be playing on the same team, all have vested interests that are aligned, which is probably why they're very bullish and positive about the project going through. I don't see it necessarily as a bad thing, because the more disclosure we can get, the better, and that's starting to come out now.
Joe, there seems to be a bit of nepotism there and the wheel seems to have fallen off. Does this project have any chance?
So I think we're in a pretty good place at the moment. We're going to alter the board composition. We can look at getting external advice as an independent director, and we can get the likes of Johnny, who's been tasked with the job of researching the venture and the industry as a whole, and he's providing valuable input, and we should be getting him on the board as well.
Yes, it does look bad, but we have to remain positive, don't we?
Positive? How can you be positive when the wheels have fallen off? That's not proper way. Darling, I'm really worried about the What About Asthma Corporate Development Board.
Yeah, Mary, they shafted Johnny, didn't they?
That's right. And I'm really worried what's going to happen about the hotel, the road, the tour company. I don't know. Obviously, some of you don't value my input. I'm leaving now. Well, we sent Johnny away to study all this stuff. We should listen to him.
Oh, Franny.
Don't you Franny me. This is supposed to be a democracy.
Franny is right. 5149 is not something this community is going to accept.
Come on.
You were right, Noddy. I can see clearly now. It's not a good deal. We have to look after everyone, not just number one.
Now let's all calm down. In business, everybody has to make compromises.
Yeah, but we're making all the compromises, and you're walking all over us.
Yes, we've got to be careful. After all, this development is not about us. It's about our grandchildren.
Look, if we get that in, we'll be on our way.
You've got a point there, Paddy. We can't compromise on what we pass on to our future generation.
There's no training for our young people in your business plan.
As we've said, training is covered in Chapter 5 of the business plan.
Chapter 5, Mr. Venture, or whatever your name is. Franny is right about training and about the road.
We don't want a highway going through our country.
No way. Look at Adamab community. They knocked down all the bushes.
That's right. The bush is special to us. Yes, Franny. Whatever happened to ecotourism? It's what the community wanted in the first place. Not 5-star hotels and 4-lane highways.
We want tourists to see country through our eyes. Proper way.
And Derek, I've been treasurer for 6 years, and I've seen the books. And God knows, I've cooked the books. I know you're on $120,000 a year.
120 grand? Some people in this community got nothing. Now I understand. This is not a proper deal.
I used to be like you, Derek. Always wanting more. But being greedy is not the proper way.
That's true, Paddy. This is a lesson for all of us.
Sharing is how we do things, Derek. Sharing is caring. Sharing is proper way.
Charlie, I think it's time for you to do the right thing.
Yeah, you're right. Johnny, come back in here, my boy.
Wow, Mary, that was an exciting finish.
It sure was, Bamba, and I love a story with a happy ending. What do you reckon, Di? Joe, did they do well? I did.
I told you so, Mary. They're back on track. At last, they're working on a development that they want, on their terms. I'm starting to see ethical and responsible decision-making, real communication, fairness, and above all, inclusivity, which means everybody working together. They're realising they can have a win-win situation with this project, but it's early days yet. Hey, Joe.
Yes, Di, I love a happy ending as well, but it's actually not the ending, it's only the beginning. Business is a long, hard process that takes a lot of hours to understand, assess and make the right decisions, but with strong corporate governance and the right principles, you can create a lot of benefits for yourself, your family and your community.
That's right, Joe. Good corporate governance can be achieved by working the proper way.
I'm happy, Mary.
Why is that, darling?
I'm happy for Franny and Noddy and all of those fellas.
Yeah. What about us, Mob Corporate Development Board? They back on track now, aye, Bamba?
That's right.
Ah, it's really good, you know? They stopped stabbing each other in the back.
That's right, Mary. You know that chairman, Charlie, what's his name?
Ah, that's Charlie, I'm the one.
Yeah, he's not the boss, is he, Mary?
No.
Poor bugger. He found out the hard way.
Yeah. Chairman, not the boss. He's just the leader.
Maybe they'll get that echo thing, eh?
Not eco thing. Eco-tourism. You know, Bamba? Cultural tourism.
Proper way, eh, Mary?
Oh, yeah. Proper way. That's right. Ah, Bamba. You know something?
What now?
I could live with you forever and ever.
Not true.
I could stick with you for thousands of years.
Ah, boy, that's really good.
It's just like governance.
Governance? I don't want to govern job.
No, governance. That's what we just been on about.
Oh. Please explain.
You know, everything works out really well together.
Oh, that sounds good.
We can be together forever.
Yeah, you want proper one, you know.
Proper way. What are y'all? The color of the rainbow is the beauty of color. You don't see color cause you see the rainbow. People are the same if you open up your heart. If you look deep inside, you can make a fresh start. Can you dig it? Can you dig it?